We got hot mics.
We watch a movie like, how about this? She's like, whoa, we went to the theater and saw that. I was like, really?
9 o'clock.
So there are some benefits I can mention.
Morning. Thank you for attending the Board of Works and Public Safety meeting at Tuesday, August 26th. I note for the record that our attorney is here and we do have a quorum. I'll also remind everybody that this meeting is live streamed. Would you please rise and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Are there any petitions or comments by citizens who are present?
May I make a comment?
Yes, please.
I just want to thank all the city staff, those that are here and aren't here, and everybody involved with Noblesville. It just showed so nicely over the weekend. Obviously, the weather helps everybody, but between Friday night downtown and then obviously the Porch Fest, the farmers market, just all the public safety folks that were working, just unbelievable. And I just was really appreciating how blessed we are to have all of you and to be able to enjoy this great city.
Thank you.
I second that motion.
Fourth it. Moving on to approval of the agenda. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second?
Motion is second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. On to the consent agenda. Is there a motion to approve as presented?
So moved.
Second.
Motion is second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. On to new items for discussion. Board to consider agreement with MKSK to complete the city's new comprehensive plan and unified development ordinance rewriting process. Sarah Reed.
Good morning.
Morning.
I think I made it just in the nick of time. Phew. This morning, I'm presenting to you a contract on behalf of the Planning Department. This is a new comprehensive master plan and UDO update and rewrite. As you saw from the memo from Caleb, the UDO itself has not been wholly updated since 1996. It's been piecemealed together since then based on issues that have arisen that we needed to correct immediately, some of which I can name if you have questions. But we've mostly done clarifications and corrections on that document itself. The level of stakeholder input on this process will be high and include many city departments, including planning, engineering, mayor's office, legal, and street department, just to name a few. Probably not everybody gets a full pass. We're modernizing, making it clear and concise for application, and creating a vision that helps inform the regulations that will be a big key to this whole process. The UDO is 2 documents combined. It's the subdivision control standards, which engineering uses, as well as building standards. So it's really kind of 2 documents in one, which is a process that is allowed by the state of Indiana. And that is being done in conjunction with the comprehensive plan so that those 2 documents talk to each other and are aligned. So we've modified our comp plan 2 times at least in my tenure here so far, and it was a piecemeal. And most recently, the comprehensive master plan had left out downtown because of Pleasant Street. We weren't able to propose new land uses as we were getting federal funding. So this fills in the whole of downtown as well. So quite a big undertaking, hence the high cost. But really, with our growth and the trajectory that we have going in Noblesville, it's important we take some time and get those right.
Funds have already been allocated for this. And
Correct.
put
Yes,
in the
they are
budget.
budgeted in the planning department, approved for 2025, so we'll encumber some of those. There may be a transfer from engineering coming possibly next year to make up some funding on the back end that they've agreed to. Someone's in here from there. Probably not Andrew has agreed to it, but Ally has. Just about 45 to 50K additional to get those final numbers correct. And it's a not to exceed, so we're gonna wait and see how it shakes out.
When I approved the UDO back in '96, I thought it would last longer.
We were, you know, to make sure we've made it this far, I think that's a pretty big win. That's a long time.
Notice it takes 2 years for completion.
Yeah, we're gonna start with the comprehensive master plan, and then the UDO will follow, but work has already begun on on both of those, because MKSK has done the East Gateway and the West Gateway. And then HWC will be doing the zoning, and they did part of the comp plan before, so we have people who have done work here and live here, so they already know most of the background information they need.
Aside from the stakeholders, is there opportunity for public input?
Yes, we will have public open houses throughout the project. Those are highlighted in the contract itself.
Okay.
But we'll do a whole communication series around that for the public involvement. And then we'll have key stakeholder groups. Last time we had real estate, we had development, we had, I think, public safety in some of those conversations. So we'll have some key stakeholder groups along the way as well.
Excellent. Looking forward to it. Looking forward to sharing my concerns.
I know you have many.
I'd move for approval with the agreement to complete the city's new comprehensive plan and unified development ordinance.
Second.
And that is with MKSK. Motion is second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Sarah. Item 2, board to consider resolution RB 3125, a resolution approving a service agreement with Insurance Program Managers Group for third-party administrator services. Tristan Wheeler.
Good morning, Board. Trustee
Morning.
Wheeler, Management Analyst, longtime listener, first-time presenter. Be nice.
First-time presenter? Wow.
I know. I've made it almost 19 years without getting up here, so. So before you this morning is Resolution RB 31-25. It's a resolution approving a third-party administrator service agreement with Insurance Program Managers Group, IPMG, going forward. We are seeking this approval to ensure our self-insured property and casualty program is managed efficiently and cost-effectively. As a self-insured entity, the city relies on a third-party administrator to handle claims, maintain compliance, and provide timely reporting. IPMG brings extensive experience working with municipalities, which allow us to better manage risk and streamline our operations. Importantly, IPMG has offered a 5-year price lock on administrative fees. Over the past 5 years, our current TPA fees have increased roughly 12%. So this agreement provides not only cost stability, but actually reduces our current expenses. Approval of this resolution ensures the city continues to receive high-quality claims administration while achieving long-term cost savings and financial predictability. With that, I recommend your approval of this resolution.
Aside from them handling our property and casualty claims, are they capable of going through and reviewing our insurance requirements through our different departments and stuff to make them similar?
We can ask. That really hasn't been a topic. I feel like that would be more something for our broker to do,
Okay.
which we can certainly, reach out and get that going.
Okay.
I feel like their primary focus is just on handling the claims and how we can either reduce those costs or in some instances, they might be able to provide maybe a training or something like that would allow us to better understand some of their processes and how we could internalize those ideas and ideologies to maybe mitigate future claims.
Yeah.
But since they're not handling our work comp, I just want to be clear on that.
Yeah.
That's handled through IPEP. So generally, like a training or a train-the-trainer type thing would normally come more from your work comp provider than your third-party administrator.
Any other discussion or questions?
Nope. I'd move for approval of resolution RB 31-25, approving the third-party administrator arrangement.
Second.
Motion is second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thanks, Tristan. Good
Thank you.
job. Item 3, board to consider temporary closure. Okay, here we go. of all parking spaces southbound travel lane on 9th Street between Connor and Logan Streets for work at Historic Courthouse. Renee.
Good morning, Board.
Morning.
Renee from the Street Department. Before you was a request from Mitch Elmer on behalf of Skinder Construction to reserve all the parking spaces along the east and west side of North 9th Street between Connor and Logan Streets, and close the southbound travel lane on Wednesday, September the 10th. This will be from 5 a.m. to 4 p.m., so a crane can lift mechanical equipment onto the old Judicial Center. Then they will come back on Wednesday, November the 12th, to do the same setup to remove the equipment that they're setting. It's never a good thing.
So this is gonna take
Yeah.
2 months,
Well, it's only for the one day.
the
And then-
southbound lane,
yeah,
but the
then
the parking.
Everything gets opened back up.
Okay,
It's
so the
just because
parking's
the
available.
crane- Yes,
Okay,
everything is just for the one day. And then again, in November, they'll do the same setup to remove the equipment that they just set up there. A lot of work going on in the historic building.
I assume the downtown merchant communication has already happened.
We will follow up, but yes. And then Aaron Head usually sends out an email a week before to remind everyone.
I reluctantly will make a motion to approve the closure of all parking spaces in southbound travel lane of 9th Street between Connor and Logan for work at the historic courthouse for the 2 days mentioned.
It's only the 2 days, yes. One in September and then one in November.
I'll second that.
motion is second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Item 4, board to consider temporary closure of all parking spaces in front of 984 Logan Street and the alley behind 984 Logan Street for second-story window replacement. Renee.
Yes. Before you is a request from Paul Spacco on behalf of Pella Macomb Window and Door. They are requesting to use the parking spaces adjacent to 984 Logan Street for window replacements on the second floor of the property. This work is expected to take place over 3 to 5 business days and will be scheduled as soon as this is approved. They've been waiting on it for your approval. The alley behind the property will need to be closed for up to 1 day during the scheduled work. They will also close the sidewalk while working on the front of and the side of the building. They will be working between the hours of 8 a.m. and 5 p.m., and the equipment will be parked in the parking spaces overnight. So the man lift will be left in the parking.
Across the
Nine.
building.
It's
The old
984.
984.
The crossers,
Yeah, it's right there on the corner. I don't know the name of the building of 10th and Logan, so grindstones. But it's the second story.
I move to approve the temporary closure of all parking spaces in front of 984 Logan Street and the alley behind 984 Logan Street for second-story window replacement.
second.
Motion is second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. On to item 5, board to consider temporary closure of the alley east of 942 Maple Ave for the Noblesville bouquet crawl.
Bouquet crawl.
Oh, Renee.
Yep.
Okay.
Lindsay McVeigh is requesting on behalf of Just Lagoon and a partnership with Camino and Company to close the north-south alley just east of 942 Maple Avenue on August 31st from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. This is a new event called Noblesville Boutique Crawl, where participants will visit local businesses and end for a photo op on the Shop Local, Grow Local mural in the alley. There will also be 2 vendor tents placed in the alley during this event.
So it'll be like an alley sale of all the boutiques around.
They're going to visit all the boutiques, but what will be sold in the alley are bulbs of the Annie bulbs.
Gotcha,
Bare bulbs.
gotcha.
This one's easy.
I'd move for approval of the closure of the alley east of 942 Maple Avenue for the Noblesville Bouquet Crawl.
Second.
Motion is second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. On to item 6, board to consider temporary closure of the intersection of 14th Street and North Street for water main and service line relocation for city project. Renee?
Yes, before you is a request from Tony Cavett on behalf of Indiana Reclamation and Excavation to close the intersection of North 14th Street and North Street for water main and service line relocation work, which is ahead of the city's sewer utility project. The intersection is expected to be closed for 8 working days, starting Monday, September 22nd through Thursday, October 2nd. IRE will maintain access for the residents to enter and exit their homes. And
I'd move for
yes, I will have them
approval of
reach out
the-
to the school.
The temporary closure of the intersection of 14th and North Street for the water main and service line relocation.
Second.
Motion is second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thanks, Renee. Item 7, board to consider purchase and installation of power quality monitors in the blower building at the wastewater treatment plant. Kristen Parker.
Good morning.
Morning.
Utilities is requesting approval for the purchase and installation of 2 power monitors for our emergency transfer switches at the plant. Our power monitors now are extremely old and need to be replaced in order to work properly in case of a power outage. We did have 3 companies come out and look at them. We only received 1 quote back. That was from Industrial Electric Incorporated for the amount of $26,725.
I'd move for approval of the purchase and installation of the power quality monitors in the blower building.
Second.
Motion is second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. On to item 8, board to consider approval of services agreement with Central Industrial Contractors for the repair of a Digster mixer tube. Kristen?
We request the approval of a service agreement with Central Industrial Contractors in the amount of $28,500 for the repair of the digest mixer tube. The steel inside the tube has buckled, and we can't stir. So we need to have that repaired. We did get 3 quotes. This was the lowest responsible quote.
It's like a big mixer.
It is, giant mixer.
I would move to approve the services agreement with Central Industrial Contractors for repair of the digester mixer tube.
Second.
Motion is second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Excuse me. On to item 9, board consider change order number 1 for the 48-inch interceptor to lift station 2 project. Kristen?
Before you is change order number 1 for the service agreement with Subsurface of Indiana for the Lift Station 2 Interceptor project. The change order is in the amount of $41,500 and covers additional felled tree clearing and staking, and we added an additional manhole location for the project.
What's the staking? Explain that.
With our permit for the wetland permit, we had to restake because the original staking went outside of our permitted area. So we had to restake it to just show our permitted area. The contractor did not do the original staking. Our engineers, our contract engineer company did.
Yeah.
So we had to have the construction contractors restake it.
So the staking is survey.
Yes.
Okay.
I would move to approve change order number 1 for the 48-inch interceptor lift station project, 2 project.
Second.
Motion is second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. On to item 10, board consider change order number 1 and 2 for the lift station 2 pump replacement project. Kristen?
For you is change orders 1 and 2 for the service agreement with Maddox Industrial for the Lift Station 2 pump replacement project. Combined is $14,194.64. Change order 1 was for a cost difference in material. We ordered the wrong material, so we had to order the right one. There was a cost difference.
Were you able to ship it back like Amazon?
Yeah, well, we actually caught it before they shipped it, but it cost more than what we originally thought. And then change order 2 was to replace a failed drop pipe in a manhole that our manhole crew could not repair.
It's out of our
themselves.
expertise.
Yeah,
You know, we don't have the equipment.
we do not.
Move for approval of change order 1 and 2 for the lift station 2 pump replacement.
Second?
Motion is second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thanks, Kristen.
Thank you.
Thank you.
On to item 11. Board to consider temporary closure of 19th Street for the Pleasant Street project. Andrew Rodewald.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, temporary. So, Phase 2 of Pleasant Street is our phase from 11th out to 19th Street. So that's, obviously, there's portions of Pleasant itself that are closed today. Good news is we opened a portion last week, if you missed that.
I drove it yesterday.
So up to 13th reopened, so that's good. There's progress happening. This closure of 19th Street, so it would not technically be on Pleasant, but 19th in between the post office driveway and Pleasant. The plans had called for phasing that construction out. Long story short, it was going to end up taking into next spring before everything was all said and done, including one-way traffic on 19th Street. And as we discussed some of the traffic issues with the last time we did a phase change out there, we decided a short, quick closure. They're actually going to be able to do 3 phases in one instead of having all the temporary pavement. So we'll have cost savings on the job plus significant time savings. So this 38-day closure would start next Tuesday and allow them to basically build that north leg. It's much narrower than what the Pleasant Street is. It has 2 lanes of traffic, so they'll be able to move everybody onto the new roadway that's gotten finished. So the future eastbound lanes, everybody will drive on those between 19th Street and 16th Street. And once they get that north leg done, they'll reopen that while the rest of the work continues.
This seems like a much safer traffic flow,
Much safer.
aside from reducing the downtime
Yeah.
and savings and stuff like that.
Yeah. Yep, it was trust me, this is not the request we wanted to make right there, but it, I think is absolutely safer for the public, safer
Yeah.
for the workers, just reduce a lot of headaches.
And a lot of the work from 13 to 16 is already pretty much done, isn't it?
So in between 13th and 16th is where that ground improvement area is happening. So right now, we're in kind of the waiting game on that portion for
Okay.
that settlement to occur. So there's monitoring systems in there telling us when the settlement stops. Hopefully it doesn't do much at all, and that's a really short time before they can just build that road up. So if it's what the data's showing, we'll knock that out here this year and
Yeah.
have a roadway before
Wastewater just
Thanksgiving.
got new monitors, maybe you can use those to help monitor.
We could try them, see what they do.
Andrew, I'm sorry, on your map,
Yes.
how will people be able to access the post office from Pleasant from
No.
the east?
No.
Or they'll have to go south and come up 19?
So the detour route for the post office will effectively be 37 to Cherry Street to 19th Street. So there's technically only one entry and one exit
Yes.
right now, the
Yes.
post office today. So it's reversing traffic. We looked at all of that, and they would have to redo everything internal to get that to work. For a month, that seemed like, again,
It'll take you 3 weeks to get used to the new
Yep.
traffic flow.
and then
Yeah, they did
not
that
much
once.
time to get everybody
They
figured
did
back
that
out.
once years ago, and it was a nightmare. It's better to stay coming in off 19 and,
At the
Excellent.
completion of this, will you be able to make the east turn from 19 that you can't make now?
So it would reopen that leg to a roundabout, so you won't be able to turn eastbound to northbound at that point. If we can get the center, they're kind of trying to see how much of the center they can get built with this, and until they get it set up and see how, if they can get the entire center built in this phase, then yes, it'll basically be a functioning roundabout at that point.
Thank you.
Quick update on the other end, which is not part of this, but
Thank you.
that's going extremely well. You know, they're on schedule, so we're hoping, you know, here in the next 4 or 5 weeks, we can get that reopened. So they're paving, it looks like a roundabout today, so that's,
Took me 25 minutes to go 4 miles to get here on 38 this morning.
but we're glad you're here.
I'm counting the days when that reopens.
It's close, it's going well.
I'd move for approval of the temporary closure of 19th Street for the Pleasant Street project.
Second.
Motion is second. Any further discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thanks, Andrew. Item 12, board to consider allocations of road impact fee reimbursement credit for Midland Point retail inline tenant buildings. Justin Hubbard.
Morning, Board.
Morning.
This is a request for application of road impact fee credits for the developer of Midland Point. At the July 25th Board of Public Works meeting, a road impact fee agreement was approved with the developer of Midland Point at the southeast corner of Hazeldale and State Road 32. Instead of paying road impact fee to the road impact fees to the city and the city completing improvements identified in the zone and the study, Midland Point did those on themselves and were granted $270,000 in road impact fee credit. This item would grant $161,874 to Secure Holdings in connection with building permits issued for the 2 Midland Point inline tenant buildings, $98,530 towards road impact fees on permit 2059-2024, and $63,344 on permit 2061-2024, which would leave them with a balance of $108,126.
I noticed you said we're putting in a protected left turn into the development, so that's gonna be westbound on 32?
Yeah, that's a standard requirement. I believe with this, what they did was they actually extended the turn lane that would be from Hazeldale onto 32 if you're going northbound.
I would move to approve the allocation of road impact fee reimbursement credit for Midland Point retail inline tenant buildings.
Second.
Motion is second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thanks, Justin.
Thank you.
Any further business in front of the board? Seeing none, we are adjourned.